All right, y'all, welcome back to another video. It's your favorite business coach, Ellie, aka Ellie Talks Money. Thank y'all so much for subscribing to my channel. If you haven't already, please hit that button down below and let's get right into it. Y'all know I am always here to give you guys value to help you start and scale businesses that will last so we can all create generational wealth. That is the goal, all right? So in this video, I actually want to talk to you guys about how to file your first business taxes, okay? Now, I don't like the T word. I don't like talking about taxes, but I know when I started my business, my first year of taxes was stressful, like, woo! So I'm like, you know what? I need to make sure you guys are prepared and you know how to best set yourself up for success when it comes to dealing with taxes, all right? So grab a notebook, grab a pen, and let's get right into it.
Ellie talks money to create the better days. Business, money, life, the Ellie way.
All right, y'all, welcome into the video. So let's talk how to prepare for filing your first business taxes. Number one thing I would say is to start planning in advance. The misconception is that tax season is only January through April, right? Because taxes are due April 15th. This is incorrect. This is not right. You want to be planning for your taxes from January the year before all the way through December the year before. And what I mean by that is when you are looking at how much your business is making and also looking at how much your business is spending throughout the year, you're able to have an accurate look at how much you are going to have to estimated pay in taxes, and then as well how much you are going to be able to write off of your taxes. So you want to make sure you're paying attention to your business spending. What of what you are spending is tax deductible? Are you spending on miscellaneous things that you cannot actually use to your advantage in terms of getting tax write-offs? Really key to plan in advance. And one of the things that really helps to plan in advance is to work with a team. So hiring a CPA, having an accountant, and this isn't something that has to cost a lot of money. In fact, you're able to at least get a free consultation from CPAs and accountants. And then generally the goal is when you pay for a CPA, that in and of itself is a tax write-off. And at that point, their goal is to make sure they save you the same amount of money or more that you actually paid for their service. So it should end up being free, okay? Tip number one, plan in advance. The second tip I want to share with you all is to keep your receipts and email them to yourself. I am not very good at this. I will be honest. It is something I struggled with in my first year of business, but a great way to make it automatic is to, number one, download an app like Quickbooks. You can also download apps like that take pictures on your phone. I believe it's called Cam something, y'all. I can't remember right now, but I'm gonna make sure I put it in the comments. And as well, something I like to do is take a picture of your receipt and then set up an email address for your business. So something like receipts@yourbusinessname.com or receiptsyourbusinessname at Gmail, which I don't like y'all to use Gmail, but you see what I'm saying. And then email a copy of your receipt over every time you buy something, whatever it is that you're doing. That way, when you need to go back, when it's time to file taxes, you have a time and date stamped record of what you spent, when you spent it. And another pro tip is when you send over that email, you can quickly jot down in that email some things that were discussed at the lunch or the dinner, if that's the case, or what took place at the business conference, etc., whatever the receipt is actually according to. So that's a great way to keep track of receipts and always have them somewhere safe, okay? All right, so tip number 3 would be to make sure you are working with a service like QuickBooks, like Wave, like 1-800-Accountant. You want to ensure that you're not trying to do this alone. And the reason I mention as well to be planning in advance, you should be using QuickBooks for the entire year before it's time to start paying your taxes. And that's because QuickBooks will actually start tracking your expenses for you and give you an estimate of what you're going to owe going into that next tax season. So this is a great way to ensure that you have almost like a mini accountant in your pocket doing the work for you while you are managing your business. It's a really great assistant to have, okay? Now, I also want to share with you guys tip number 4, and this is having to do with using QuickBooks or any other service, and that is to estimate your quarterly taxes. So this is something I was not very good at either in my first year of business, but it can really help to pay your quarterly taxes so that you don't have such a big tax bill at the end, okay? And even if you happen to overpay, of course, there are things like refunds, and there are also ways to adjust that amount later, okay? So you almost are just paying it forward. And QuickBooks will also help you to know what your quarterly tax payment is in advance so that you can be prepared for it. Because you don't want taxes to catch up to you. It's like the worst, okay? It's the worst. Trust me on that, all right? So the 5th tip I want to give you guys is to make sure that you have a team, okay? Have a CPA, have an accountant, have a bookkeeper, ask more questions. Don't wait until you get a letter from the IRS to take taxes seriously. As soon as you start your business and you form an LLC, that same moment you should be contacting a CPA to get a free consultation, even if it's just to give you a rundown on what to expect, what services to use, what best practices to have. You can also do this with QuickBooks. You can also do this with 1-800-ACCOUNTANT. Most of them offer free calls, okay? And you want to ensure that when it comes time for you to file your taxes and you're actually filling it out, do not do it yourself. I repeat, do not do it yourself. Even if you have to pay the $300 for someone to do it for you, pay the money, pay the money. It's so much better to make sure it's done right than to have to go back and, ooh, girl, no, we do not want that stress, okay? So these are some really key tips that I wish I knew in advance of my first year of business, and I want to make sure that you guys have that too. Now, another pro tip I have for you with regards to getting ready for your first business taxes is you should know that loans are not taxable. So when I'm telling you guys all about building your business credit and making sure that you establish funding, when you apply for business loans and even business grants, these are non-taxable events. So you can really be leveraging funding in your business without paying taxes on that money. So if you get a $30,000 business line of credit, that cannot be taxed as income, but it's great money that you can actually use in your business. And in fact, typically when you pay the interest back on some of these loans or lines of credit or credit cards, that is tax deductible. So that's a good thing for you to know as well. You don't have to pay taxes on the loan, but you're able to write off the interest that you pay on the loan. So that's awesome. So comment down below if y'all have any questions on this, and let me know what of these tips you have already done or what you're going to do now. All right, I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.